Hi Kate, we're at LAX. Tell us all about what we're up to.
Hi, I'm in LAX getting ready to go to Budapest on Lufthansa airline, and I'm going to go on the AMA Waterway river cruise on the Amadea. Right here is AMA, and one of the places we're stopping is Austria, Vienna, and we end up in Germany.
Yes.
Love AMA.
Here we are. This is the Marriott Hotel. We're in Budapest. And this is the Danube River right here. We're getting ready for our Danube River cruise, which is going to be on August 3rd, and today is August 1st. And that's the Danube. This is a quick video. We're here at the Marriott in Budapest. We just had a wonderful breakfast, huge buffet, included with the price of the hotel. A stunningly beautiful hotel, amazing, incredible service too. And they got the Olympics on TV. And we're in room 207 above. And right through these windows, we walk over to the windows. We've got the river. And here comes a river ship, a river boat. Looks like it might be Viking, maybe AMA, Avalon.
Jet lag? Still a few? Okay, so yeah, in the name of our little Hungarian team, we are really happy to have you here. I don't know who prayed for the good weather, because we have some clouds, which is a big help, because we are going to go first to an archaeological park. Out of the downtown, you will see that there is just a little shade, so when it is really hot without any cloud, it is usually warm, but not today. So we will start in an archaeological park, and then we will come back and have a little walk in the downtown in Pest. So that we will give you actually 3 options on the way back from the archaeological park what to choose. If you just stay with us for a little walk, or even a shorter walk but still in the downtown, or just come back with the bus and relax in the hotel. But I don't want to talk about how to finish this tour, because we just started right now. Is it your first time in Budapest, Hungary? Yes. Oh, for everyone, oh, almost, except 2 of you. Great. Okay. So maybe you can help us if we make some mistakes. You will have on Sunday a regular city tour. Then you will visit Buda and you will visit Pest. Buda in the morning, Pest in the afternoon. So we don't want to spoiler all the things that you will see, but I will mention some important sites. But first of all, we are in Pest. Pest, P-E-S-T, how you pronounce it, how you spell it, this is Pest. And Buda is on the other side, and there is the river Danube in the middle. Budapest is not older than 151 years old, because the unification of these 2 towns happened exactly in 1873. And when we talk about Hungary and the Hungarians, we are here in the so-called Carpathian Basin from the 9th century. And Buda was the capital of Hungary from the 13th century. So we are approximately 1.7 million people who live happily here in the heart of Hungary, and we are approximately 10 million Hungarians who live in Hungary, in the country of Hungary, exactly in the center of Europe, in the Carpathian Basin. But I'm going to join in time, like jump in time between the ancient Roman times and the present, if you don't mind, because we are going to take you to Roman excavated area. So when we talk about Hungary and the Hungarians, this is only from the 9th century. I would say that it is just covering just like the last 1,100 years. But we are going to go to an archaeological park, and I have to tell you that there were Romans before the Hungarians arrived here. There was a big Roman group of soldiers, and they had to protect the whole empire on the other side of the river. So the Buddhist side belonged to the ancient Roman Empire, and where we are right now on Pest, this was the world of the barbarian nations. And the river Danube is just between. If you look right, you could see a church here. Well, it is very close to your hotel, just right next door almost, the Inner City Parish Church. And in that church, if you go inside, walk down in the basement, you will find 2,000-year-old stones, because there was a fortress there 2,000 years ago, built by the Romans. If you look now on the Buddhist side, Buddha is hilly, and you can see a green hill here on the left-hand side. We call it the Gellert hill. Gellert in English is Gerard. Gerard is standing in front of us. There is a statue, a green statue. A man is holding a shiny golden cross, and there is a pagan man kneeling in front of him. That belongs to the very ancient story of the Hungarians, and he is Gellert, Gerard in English. As we are turning now, look to the left. Can you see that statue?
Yes.
Poor gentleman, he was a bishop, and by the pagan Hungarians, he was in the 11th century, he was taken into a barrel, and the pagans let him roll down from this hill. But we will explain everything, why it happened and what was here in the 11th century. I just started with a very cruel thing about the Hungarians, but there are really good stories as well. But this hill that we call the Gellert or Gerard Hill was inhabited way before Christ by a Celtic tribe. If you think about the Celts, you always think about Ireland or England. Is there anybody from England? Nobody? But maybe you heard about Hadrian.
Yes.
Hadrian built an important wall in England. But in 202, Hadrian became the leader, the governor of this region. Hadrian was a Roman leader. First, just the leader of a small region, and after a few years he became the emperor of the whole Roman Empire. We will show you the map of the Roman Empire, which was huge. So why we are talking about the Romans, why we are in Hungary, Rome is so far, Italy is so far. But the Roman Empire was huge until the 5th century. So there was a Celtic tribe, they lived on the top of that hill, and they called their settlement Ankh Ink, which means abundant water. It doesn't refer to the river Danube, which was just really at the foot of the hill. It refers to the thermal water springs under us. Then in the 1st, 2nd century came the Romans. They were marching along the river Danube, exactly where we are right now. If you look up here to the right-hand side, in the meantime, I have to mention that this is the Royal Palace, and this is where you will walk on Sunday. So from here you will walk up, those who will be part of the regular tour, to discover all the Castle Hill area. And so everything will be mentioned on Sunday in your tour. So the Romans who were marching here along the river Danube, they had to defend the empire from the barbarians from the other side of the river. So they definitely needed a very strong league. So there was a big military town, military camp with 6,000 soldiers. I'm talking about the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th century after Christ. And they called their town Aquincum. What means aqua? Water. Yes, exactly, water. And we arrived to the Hungarians and to Buda, where we are right now. So what do you think? What is the meaning of Buddha? Just one guess. Water. Yes, water. Celts, abundant water. Romans, the town of water, Aquincum. And Buddha, that is nothing to do with Buddhism. Buddha is coming from the Slavic word voda, which means water. This fact refers, this name, all these names refer to the fact that under the territory of Budapest we have more than 120 active thermal springs. mineral water, thermal water, you know, it's full of minerals. That is so important, and the whole Hungarian basin, the Carpathian basin, is full of thermal water and drinking water. We are entering in the tunnel, and one of my favorite spots to take a good photo is at the end of the tunnel. You see the light and what you see very soon will be the chain bridge. So I try to push myself a little bit back towards Gabi, my colleague, my dear colleague, and if you can take a nice photo, because it is just perfect how we at the end of the tunnel see the light and see the gorgeous chain bridge. I'm so sorry that there is nobody from England, because now the English people could sit very straight and proud, because this is our English bridge, designed by an English and a Scottish engineers in the middle of the 19th century. Chain bridge, this was the very first connection between. This is just to mention it to you that there is there. And I already mentioned to you that we have an English bridge, which is the chain bridge, and very soon you will see a yellow bridge, which is the Margaret Bridge, and that is the French bridge, because it was designed by a famous man who made something in Paris. Do you like the Eiffel Tower in Paris? Well, there is the Summer Olympic Games with a lot of weird things happening. Are you following the Olympic Games? Oh my God, I mean, especially the ladies for boxing. Did you see that yesterday? Okay, I don't want to talk about it, because that makes me really like, I did box, and that touched my heart so deeply. But anyway, the man who made that famous tower in Paris spent a few times here in Budapest, opened an office and designed this bridge, this yellow bridge, which is in front of us. This is the horizontal Eiffel Tower, because it was designed by Gustav Eiffel and his office. The Margaret Bridge, the yellow one, maybe you cannot see it because we have some, and the crane. Yeah, but you will see it soon. So today we have 9 bridges that connect Pest and Buda. And yeah, we have some movie makers, and as far as I know, well, Brad Pitt is here. Brad Pitt is here in Budapest, so if you meet him somewhere in the downtown or something, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt. Well, maybe he will be in Aquincum. That would be a big surprise to meet him in Aquincum in the archaeological park. But anyway, if you see a man on the street similar to him, probably it is he himself. So don't be surprised. So yeah, the Margaret Bridge is coming up here, but I would like to go back a little bit to the topic of the Romans, because I told you that I'm going to jump in time a little bit between the present and the very past, far away from us. So you will see the map of the Roman Empire, and you will understand how important was this river, and how important was that 6,000 soldiers group here in Aquincum, because the barbarian nations on the Pest side, well, even today we have the barbarians in Pest and all the nobility on the Buda side, but they were sometimes really terrible. So the Romans had to defend the empire from this part. So this is the Margaret Bridge. Beautiful, and we will come back to Buda on the top of this bridge. It is beautiful upside the upper part, the lower part, and there is a connection to an island, a straight connection. This is the Margaret Island, the island of no one, I would say, because nobody can live on this island. There are 2 hotels. Obviously one of the hotels is a thermal hotel. What else? We have thermal water all over in Budapest, under Budapest, and we have a lot of thermal hotels as well. So on this island that you see here on the right hand side, it's green. This is the green heart of the city. You will see this island on Sunday morning on the Buddha tour, when you will look down from the Fisherman's Bastion on the left, you will see what means green heart of the city. It is totally green. Nobody lives on this island. There is no traffic on this island. But if you have good eyes, you can see continuously, actually 24/7, people running. People running around the island to one direction. There is not an official direction, but everybody follows clockwise the direction. And when we come here for jogging, we don't say that, I come here for, or I ran like 10 kilometers. No, we say that I ran 1 Margaret Island or 2 Margaret Islands or so. So we love really this place for picnic, for yoga courses in the island. But there's something very important, which is not this track, but over the track. There is the national swimming pool here. The Hungarian national water polo team is training on this island, but they are in Paris in these days. But I don't know if you knew that there are 2 groups all over in the world who are the best in water polo. One is the US and the other is Hungary. And yes, this is exactly the pool building. This is where our famous Hungarian water polo team is training. And we have the best good-looking water polo team. So we watch all the water polo games because they are great, okay, but they are so good-looking. Man, yeah, that's the main reason. No, we are so proud of them. So this is about water, and you see everything is so connected to the water here in Budapest. And this was the same in the Roman times. The Romans were genius water engineers, and you will see, because we will show you the fragments of the aqueduct which supplied the 2 towns, because we are going to visit civilian town, but there was also a military town, and there was a big aqueduct in between. So the island is here, the Margaret Island. You will hear about also this island, but very soon we will drive along in another island. And another thing that we will show you on the map of Aquincum, the town of water in the Roman times. There was the military town. On the way back, Gabi will mention to you when we will arrive to the center of the former military town. There was a big bathhouse and a lot of other things, so she will talk about this area on the way back. And that was the civilian town. So the civilian town that we are going to visit very soon, in about a few minutes we will get there. And in between there was an island. Very soon we will see. You cannot see really a lot of things on that island now, but there was a time in the Roman times, 2000 years ago, when there was a beautiful palace. And the palace was built for the governor. The governor is the leader of a region. And believe it or not, the very first governor of Aquincum and Pannonia was Hadrian, who built that wall far away in England. He was the first governor, so usually we call this palace Hadrian's Palace. We do not have this palace anymore, because people, when they found little fragments of mosaics, they started to make excavations, and they found, yeah, there is the island, starts right here. And they found more and more things of mosaics, complete mosaics. So when the excavations finished, they took all the valuable things that they found to a museum, and then they covered everything, recovered everything. And on the 7th of August, so actually next week, there will be on this island the largest European music festival. When you walk in the city, in the downtown, you can see in written at so many places Sziget, which means island. It refers to this music festival. This is the Hungarian Woodstock. It takes Nog, who will come here to sing. But there was Ed Sheeran here 2 years ago, and I don't know of the 2,000 singers and bands who they are. They will start on Monday, I think 7th, or Tuesday or so. It takes usually a week. on this island. Last year we had 460,000 people on this island. There will be a bridge very soon here, not really a fancy one, but this is the entrance to the island. Yeah, so it is coming up, this bridge that we don't use anymore. So nobody lives either on this island. But on this island there was the governor's palace 2,000 years ago. And those who are dancing to the rhythm of the music, and there is this you see Sziget. Now you can learn this word Sziget, which means island. Sziget in Hungarian. Island. So Sziget Island Music Festival. And they don't even know that they are dancing on the former ruins of the governor's palace. You will see it on the map, so you will understand everything. Now you can feel a little bit the distance. The distances between these places, because you know, when you see it on the map, it is hard to imagine how far these places were from each other. So what we are going to do is to visit an archaeological park. We will be there in about 2 minutes, and then we spent here an hour and 50 minutes or so approximately, and then we will reboard the bus. We will come back to the downtown, and there will be the second part of the tour, which will be a short walk in the downtown area.